Did you know that the Supreme Court just ended a decades-old judicial practice, and as a result, thousands of American-born children might lose their citizenship rights? Hi, I am attorney Jae Francis. I am a U.S. immigration lawyer based in Chicago and Wisconsin, but serve all 50 states. On June 27, 2025, the Supreme Court issued a ruling that wasn't even about birthright citizenship, but its consequences could strip citizenship from babies born on American soil. If you're wondering how a case about judicial procedures could affect whether children born in the United States become citizens, you need to watch this entire video because what I'm about to explain shows how legal technicalities can have devastating real-world impacts. Number one, the Supreme Court decision that wasn't about citizenship but changes everything. In Trump versus CASA Incorporated, the Supreme Court made a 6-3 decision about something that sounds technical: nationwide injunctions. The court wasn't ruling on birthright citizenship or immigration at all. Instead, they were deciding whether federal judges have the power to issue universal court orders that stop government policies across the entire country. The court said no, they don't have that power. Justice Barrett's majority opinion focused entirely on judicial procedure, looking back to the Judiciary Act of 1789 and finding that these broad nationwide injunctions have no historical basis. The court argued that federal judges can only provide relief to the specific people who file lawsuits, not to everyone in America. This might sound like inside baseball for lawyers, but here's why it matters. By limiting judicial power, the court inadvertently unleashed President Trump's controversial birthright citizenship order on millions of families. Number two, how a procedural ruling enables Trump's birthright citizenship order. Here's where the real-world impact hits home. Because the Supreme Court eliminated nationwide injunctions, President Trump's Executive Order number 14160 can now take effect against anyone who isn't already suing the government. The court didn't say this executive order was constitutional. They didn't say it was legal. They simply said federal judges can't block it nationwide anymore. Let me explain what this executive order actually does. It denies United States citizenship to children born here when their mother was in the country unlawfully and their father isn't a citizen or permanent resident. It also denies citizenship when the mother is here legally but temporarily, like on a visa, and the father isn't a citizen or permanent resident. 3 federal courts had already found this order likely violates the Constitution, but those rulings protected everyone. Now, they only protect the specific plaintiffs in those cases. Number 3, the court's strategic silence on the constitutional question. This is crucial to understand. The Supreme Court explicitly stated they were not ruling on whether Trump's executive order violates the 14th Amendment's citizenship clause. They didn't address whether the president can limit birthright citizenship through executive action. They didn't analyze the constitutional text that says all persons born in the United States are citizens. Instead, they made a narrow procedural ruling that just happens to have massive constitutional implications. By focusing solely on the power of federal courts to issue nationwide relief, the Supreme Court avoided the politically explosive question while achieving a result that allows the citizenship restrictions to proceed. No. 4. Why ending nationwide injunctions creates a citizenship crisis. Before this ruling, when a federal judge found a government action unconstitutional, they could protect everyone affected with a single order. Now, every pregnant woman, every family, every person affected by the birthright citizenship order must file their own lawsuit or find a way to join an existing case. The Supreme Court's procedural decision creates a practical barrier that makes constitutional rights depend on your ability to hire a lawyer and get to federal court. Starting 30 days from the ruling, federal agencies will implement the executive order for anyone not specifically protected by a court order. That means hospitals, state agencies, and federal offices will start denying citizenship documents to newborns based solely on their parents' immigration status, even though the constitutionality of doing so remains unresolved. No. 5. Legal experts warn about unintended consequences. Justice Sotomayor's dissent highlighted how a ruling about judicial procedure creates what she called zones of lawlessness. She wasn't talking about birthright citizenship specifically, but about how limiting nationwide injunctions allows the government to violate potential constitutional rights until each affected person can sue individually. Justice Jackson's separate opinion called this an existential threat to the rule of law, emphasizing that the procedural change creates two classes of people: those who can afford to challenge potentially unconstitutional actions in court and those who cannot. The irony is thick here. A decision that never mentions citizenship or immigration might end up determining who gets to be an American citizen based on their parents' ability to file a federal lawsuit. Number 6. Your rights in a post-nationwide injunction world. If you're affected by the Birthright Citizenship order, the Supreme Court's procedural ruling means you have fewer, more expensive options. You must file an individual lawsuit seeking personal protection. You can try to join or create a class action, though that's complex and time-consuming. You can hope your state takes action, though states have limited power against federal immigration enforcement. The practical reality is that constitutional protection now depends on resources and legal access. What used to require one lawsuit now requires thousands. The Supreme Court didn't rule that limiting birthright citizenship is constitutional, but by eliminating nationwide injunctions, they've made it exponentially harder to stop potentially unconstitutional executive actions. The fundamental question remains unresolved. Can a president limit birthright citizenship through executive order? The 14th Amendment seems clear, but without nationwide injunctions, it could take years of individual lawsuits before this question returns to the Supreme Court. Meanwhile, thousands of children born in America grow up in legal limbo. This procedural ruling reveals how technical legal decisions can have profound real-world impacts. The Supreme Court didn't endorse Trump's citizenship restrictions, but by limiting how federal courts can respond to executive actions, they've created a system where potentially unconstitutional policies can operate until every affected person fights their own legal battle. Number 7. Final thoughts. The Supreme Court's decision to end nationwide injunctions might sound like a technical legal issue, but its impact on birthright citizenship shows how procedural rulings can reshape fundamental rights. The court didn't rule on whether children born in America to non-citizen parents deserve citizenship, but their decision about judicial power means thousands of families must now fight individual legal battles for rights that the Constitution might already guarantee. If this video helped you understand these complex legal dynamics, please hit that like button and subscribe for more analysis of how Supreme Court decisions affect your daily life. Share this video with anyone who needs to understand how a case about court procedures could affect American citizenship. Remember, understanding how our legal system works is the first step in protecting your rights. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. If you found this helpful, please hit the like button. It really helps the channel grow. Got questions or thoughts? Drop them in the comments below. I love hearing from you. And if you want to see more content like this, make sure to subscribe and click the bell icon for all notifications so you never miss a video. YouTube doesn't always show you new uploads unless you select all. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Until then, peace be with you.